Hey. So, I have just been feeling so overwhelmed with gratitude, um, especially on my trip on the way here to Maui, just knowing all the different little steps that I took to get here to Maui. As I record this, it's a process. When you go to the airport, there's already a lot of different factors. You gotta check in, you gotta drop your bags off, you gotta wait in line for security, and then because of the COVID-19 pandemic stuff, I had to wait in line in Oakland Airport to get this like pre-clear wristband. And even that worked out. The entire time, before I left, I prayed, and I always say a chant of prayer for protection, for guidance, and just to be open to hearing what I should do. And when I'm not in my head and worried and freaked out, things work out way better than I could ever imagine. So yeah, as I'm standing in the pre-check line, there's a lady who tried to cut me in line, and like I was trying to social distance, and she was not social distancing at all. She was like right up against the lady in front, and yeah. OMG, I literally just saw a freaking rat crawl up the coconut tree. Whew. Whoa, that was trippy. I don't know if you guys, how much of that was caught on camera, but there was literally a rat that climbed up this coconut tree. I don't know where it came from. Anywho, yeah, so me and this lady get to the line at the same time, or I'm thinking I was there a few minutes first, and she goes right behind the person that I'm thinking I'm standing behind, but because I'm social distancing, maybe she didn't think I was in line, or I don't know what. But the old Leslie would have totally snapped at her. Let's be real. The old Leslie would have lost it right then and there, because I was already super anxious, super excited, which anxiety and anxiousness, to me, when I feel anxious, I just tell myself I'm so excited right now, and that sort of shifts it into a high vibing feeling instead of like a low vibing, anxious, worried feeling. But anyways, the old Leslie would have totally snapped because I was feeling that way, and I totally didn't. I just, in my mind, sent her lots of love and light. And there were a few times that I stood in that line and closed my eyes and was just woosahing it out and breathing and just trying to stay calm, because I really wanted to get the wristband. And I'm standing in line before I'm getting on my flight, so it's kind of like, oh, I don't want to miss my flight, even though I was right there. And the timing was perfect, everything was perfect, my position in line was perfect, even though the lady in front of me, and then there was a lady behind me that was, I don't know, she was like a local, I thought she was like a local lady, like from Hawaii, and but she was telling her story and grumbling and complaining the whole time, and just being like, they're lying to you, the line is super long once you get there, and they're gonna wait for me, I'm gonna stay here until I get my wristband, and they're gonna hold my flight for me, and just very like negative. And I was choosing not to take on that energy either. So yeah, again, I just remembered and was praying and woosahing it out and just making sure that I was good, and just so happened that some people were called out of line because their flight to Honolulu was leaving. My flight to Maui was a few minutes later, so I had some time. But when all the Honolulu people left, the line got shorter. And then more Honolulu people left and the line got shorter even more. So, and then, you know, they did call my flight to Maui, leaving, starting to board. Luckily, there's a pre-board. I was in group B. So even like the checkout time, even like the group that I was in, because with Southwest you check in and then that determines your line placement or whatever. So even that was perfect, was just so perfect. Yeah, and then when I was done, when I got my wristband, the guy was looking at my vaccination card. Even though I'm vaccine hesitant, I'd like to say, it was not my first choice to get the vaccine, and they almost didn't give it to me at Kaiser because I do have a history of vaccine injuries, I guess. When I was 2, I had a really bad allergic and serious allergic reaction to the point where I was having convulsions and had to be rushed to ER.